welcome back. We will continue our discussion over functions. Today, we will be creating a function that returns a value. Functions return values to the line that call the function using return statements. Let's look at an example.
The first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to create a file to store my function. And let's name our file average.py. It must have the py extension. Now, after we create a file, we can define our function. And it's going to bring in the parameter of grades. That's going to be the list that stores our grades. Now, I'm going to call the sum function. And we're going to find the sum of all of the grades in the list of grades. And we're going to store that into a variable called total. Next, I'm going to find out how many elements are inside of the grades list. In order to do that, I need to call the length. And I'm going to store this number inside of the divisor variable. Next, we're going to find the average, which is going to be total divided by divisor. And I'm going to store this number in the mean variable. And then I'm going to return the mean to the main program. Now let's go to our main program. And we're going to import the function that we just created. So on our first line, we type from average, import average underscore grades. So that's telling Python to look in the average file and get the function average grades, because we're going to use it in this program. So now I'm going to ask the user to input the grades. So I'm going to call the input function. I type please enter grades separated by a comma. And all of the grades that the user input will be stored in the grades list. Now if you notice, at the end I have typed dot split, and inside parentheses I have a comma. This code tells Python to split the string into different elements. The comma tells Python where each element stops. Now after this is done, I'm going to create a for loop to change the string values in grades to integers so that calculations can be performed on the numbers. So I'm going to type for grade in range. So we're going to start at the first element, which is position 0. So that's why I type 0. And then we're going to end at the last element, which is also the length of how many numbers that are in the grades list. Okay, so that's converting. This line is going to convert all of the grades from strings to integers and store them back into the grade list. Now once that's done, we're going to call our function. And we're going to set the return value equal to AVG. Now we're going to round the average to 2 decimal places. So I'm going to call round, and I'm going to type AVG, then comma 2 for 2 decimal places. And this number will be stored in the variable called AVG1. Now let's run our program. So my grades are 100, let's say 90, 92, 88, 85, 80, another 100, 76, enter, and the average is 88.88.
I hope you have enjoyed learning how to create a function to average a list of numbers. Until next time, thanks for watching and have a happy and safe Memorial Day. Bye!